Sound K.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jay, and I'm here with the one and only
Sam K. And shit, man, we got a phenomenal guest in the building. We have a first time. We have one half of the West Coast leadership, the one, the only Bushido Zed in the building.
Let's go, dude. I'm so excited to be here, you guys.
Hey, man.
Like, I don't always catch this show live. I know I say that, but I always watch. I'm always like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it's late night and I'm like, I got my late night munchies and I'm like, oh, I missed MMA Underground. Yo, I'm throwing that on and I'm eating my stuff and I'm enjoying my life. You know what I'm saying? So I love this show. It's been around forever. I appreciate you guys. And yeah, let's get this show started, man. I'm stoked. Let's do it.
Hell yeah, man. Well, we appreciate you, bro. I mean, it's been a long time coming. A lot of history, a lot of memories over the years. And yeah, man, it's our pleasure.
Real quick, that intro is fire, dude. Like, I know you keep editing it and changing the music and stuff. Like, yo, I forgot how much work you put in on those Shark Tanks, man. Like, and because your last actual fight was your Muay Thai fight, but
No, the last one was Scrapyard.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was way more recent. Yeah. But then after that, you know, you've got your Shark Tanks in there too. And I'm like, that intro is fire, dude, with the music and everything, man. Yo.
All thanks to Jay.
Oh, Jay. Yo.
And the reason it ends with the Muay Thai is because that is the best fade out when Sam K is throwing that flying knee and it just fades out. I'm like, okay, that has to end that way.
Yep. And I love that I can see myself standing there with the camera because it's like I was there too. You know, I was witnessing it as it happened. You know, and like those are just memories that are always gonna be right there with me. Like I could think about them and it feels like it just happened. You know what I'm saying? So that's
well. Speaking of memories, we have a video of you we're going to play here quick, and I was watching you versus Hell on Wheels, and that brought back a lot of memories. So let's check that out.
Yeah,
let's go.
For sure. That I was watching the clip, and it's.
There you go. There you go. No place to escape or duck. There you go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pocket. Don't get him in the space. Get back in the pocket.
Yeah, get back in.
Nice. Throw it. Hey, defense. Come on. There you go. There we go. Come on, like that. Yeah. Like that. Hey, get back to your distance.
I love it, man. Yeah, that is a wild ride of memories watching that, because there's so many things that are changing. Jay, we were talking right before the show started, my hair, right? Like the progression of my hair. And then I mentioned that each time I've fought so far, it's been a different venue. Literally every fight has been a different venue. So like that's really cool, because I started out literally in Cali when Face flew out with Wolverine and everyone, and that was the first iteration of West Coast. There was the offshoots after that. There was the Vegas event, and eventually the Sandbox was created, and we were able to have tons of events there. And yeah, it's just been a really cool progression, and watching me fight, my highlights, that's really cool to just see all the different venues, because we're a backyard fight club, you know what I'm saying? And so like when it's a different backyard, there's different meaning in each backyard, you know what I'm saying? That like even like Clutch's backyard, like I didn't get to fight there, but that was a one-time event, you know what I'm saying? And so like the people who fought there, that's a unique one-time thing that you got to do, you know what I'm saying? And so that's cool about Streetbeefs, is there's a lot of experiences that are super unique and really fulfilling, and at least for me, and that's what keeps me going. The community just drives me. Like I love seeing these success stories, like Doughboy. Come on, dude! Like you starting your career 0-4, bro, and then you come back and you're champ. You know what I'm saying? And now you're like a staple. That's cool. Like and there's just so many stories like that. Like, and so yeah. Sorry, I'm going a little rambling, but
that's what you're here for, brother.
Yeah,
that's what you're here for.
That's what the platform's for.
Well, for you watching as a branch leader, and as you and Tank running this, when you see guys like No Love and DTP and all these get a shot, even though it's like power slap, I mean, how does that feel? Because you know that Dana's people were going through Streetbeefs West Coast videos and being like, hey, this dude can take a hit and give one. So these people are seeing what you guys are building.
For sure. Man, every time someone gets an opportunity from our videos, it feels so good, man. Like I am so proud of every single person who's able to build something off of what we do, because that's really what I want for everyone, you know what I'm saying? And ultimately it's for the community. So if you just want to do that, like more than welcome to just do that, because that helps so much, in so many aspects. But ultimately if you can turn it into something, you can start making money, you can start doing different things, like that's the goal. That's really what we're here for, is like taking people who are troubled sometimes and giving them a place to have a community, and then giving them opportunities to do something really cool. And so yeah, anytime someone's like BKFC or Power Slap or and even Ami orgs, dude, like I get excited about watching any of those fights. Like even the East Coast guys, I still follow them, and like, gosh, it's really cool to see. It's an exciting time to be a part of Streetbeefs. Like it's been, many ups and downs, and ultimately we're just going up and up and up. But right now we have so many cool personalities and characters. We have a really cool documentary coming out. Like if you were part of SBWC 50, you felt the camera crew presence. You know what I'm saying? They were there. They were in your face. They were asking you questions. They were, you know what I'm saying? Like, and so I'm excited to see that and see how that turns out. And yeah, it's just nothing but up. So I'm stoked for the West Coast.
Same, brother, same. I definitely want to get into the origin, that fateful day in the desert. with Tank. But before that, man, just give the people an idea of like your background. You know, like where you're from. Did you grow up fighting? What was growing up like in terms of like for you and your combat in general?
I actually had very, very little experience with any type of combat. I was not a aggressive, combative kid in school. I was super duper chill, very passive. Um, and so yeah, that's actually kind of interesting to look back and think about. But when I was 20 years old, I joined the military. I was in the Air Force for a long time. That's when I started watching a lot of UFC and was just, becoming a fan of mixed martial arts and stuff like that. And I had an opportunity. I was stationed in Germany, and I ended up taking some karate lessons, and it was really cool. It was like, I enjoyed myself. I'm Japanese, so I loved learning the kata, the history, the proper movements. It was a traditional Okinawan style, so it was like legit. You know what I'm saying? And so that was my first real intro into martial arts. So I was much older. It was like, I think I was like 22, 23. And yeah, that was great. But ultimately, I kind of shied away from that. And then it wasn't until much later, 2017, when I got out of the military, and I was kind of like, I didn't know what to do with myself. I was hopping around jobs, just kind of like trying to figure out life, and watched a lot of Streetbeefs. You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't come out to the West Coast yet, but I was on the Facebook a lot, and Face was always like, man, like maybe we can, do something out West. And I was always like, yo, let me know. And so I was always on there, and Sunshine knew me. And so it finally happened, and yeah, the rest is history.
So for that very first event, walk us through that day. You know, what were the nerves like? What was your preparation like? What was
Bro,
the
How did
matchmaking
yeah.
process? That
Yeah,
seemed
that's what I
very
want
bare
to know.
bones.
The matchmaking. Yes.
it was cool, man. So I roll up. There's like nothing out there, dude. Like the address is to literally, like, it was a patch of dirt, and so down the road there was a gas station. So I was chilling out there. So I see some more cars kind of pull up, and I'm like, okay, like I literally just was like, I'm gonna go up to these guys and be like, "Are you here for Streetbeefs?" And literally everyone was there for Streetbeefs, and then no one knew where to be. So like we were like, "Do you know where Face is?" And there's limited data where we are, so like no one can kind of use their phones. So we're just doing our best, kind of like, oh, if you're for Streetbeefs, like we're over here. And then eventually we figure out where we're supposed to be, so we all roll over there, and that was like me and Sandman and Chili Willy, and gosh, there was a couple others. The guy who fought Black Shogun that day, I forgot his fight name. Anyways, so we were all rolling over there, and Face isn't there, and we're like, we got to build a ring. Like
Mhm,
like there's just bushes out here, you know what I'm saying? So
mhm.
we're like, okay, guys, just start ripping the bushes out. If you've got stuff we can kind of plow with, like Chili Willy had some 2x4s in the back of his car, so he grabbed those, and we were flattening the dirt, and we were ripping the bushes out, and we literally made like a giant fight circle. And if you watch the fights, like there's barely enough people to like get around the whole circle. It was a big circle, and there was not a lot of people that day,
Mhm.
compared to other days. But we made it work, and Face finally shows up, and he's so impressed that we've already made this ring. He's like, yo, let's get this matchmaking going. You know what I'm saying? And it happened literally probably in like 5-10 minutes. All the matches were made. And I was like, whoa, this is crazy. And then we had our first match, Sandman versus Clutch, and it was real, man. Like those guys were hitting each other, and I was just like, whoa. I'm in the desert here, dude. Like, this is really Scarface, and that's Wolverine. I'm about to fight this really short guy, and I have no idea if he's like really good or what, man. I was like, my nerves were going. I was anxious, but honestly, I was very excited, and that excitement was overpowering my anxiety, luckily, and that helped in my fight. You know what I'm saying? And man, getting hit by Martin was a wake up call. It was a wake up call, brother. Like, I sparred for a couple months in a gym, and I got hit, and I got bloody noses, and I got hit to the body a few times and dropped in the gym. You know what I'm saying? And so I felt pretty ready, and no, I was not ready for Tiny Tank. he was a whole probably 10 notches above anything I'd ever experienced. And after the first round, I knew that I was surviving. I knew that I was not going to finish this guy. And it just when I hit him solid more than a few times in that first round, and the way someone takes your punch, there's something about how that transfer happens. There's a little understanding. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you're like, okay, I literally just punched really, really hard, and he just took it really, really well. So I need to take that into account. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
I can't be willy-nilly, because this guy has a lot of power, and I'm feeling it, and he's not really feeling my punches. So you have to adjust your game plan. You know what I'm saying? And so I was like, dang, bro, this guy is tough, and I'm in survival mode, bro. Like, I'm just trying not to get knocked out at this point. So,
Yeah.
but I found ways to just kind of work some offense. I held behind his head and did some uppercuts. I held on when I could, and I punched when I knew he was gonna be there relatively. But man, he was quick. He was really, really fast and strong, and just he was a tiny tank, man. He lived up to his name in his first fight, and so
Yeah.
that was really cool, man. And then afterwards, like, we're chopping it up instantly, and he's like, man, come check out my merch, and then he gave me a shirt, and then like it was your typical West Coast experience. And I had it with Martin that day, basically, you know what I'm saying? And so, like, I think that's when Face saw, he was like, dang, like, they just had a 3-round war, and they're like buddies, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and that's cool. And so it was a couple months down the road before Face hit us up, but yeah, I think he knew that day. I think he was like, if there's a branch, like, these are like two really good guys, they could probably do a good job. And yeah, he took a chance on us. So and here we are. So
The
I'm
seed
so
was
proud of
planted.
everyone, bro. Like, and Hall of Fame, Samke, you know what I'm saying? Like, well earned, bro. Like, I can't wait to have my own jacket. You know what I'm saying? That's something I gotta earn myself. But to have someone, and I don't know if you guys have seen, Ref Rob came back. Ref Rob came back at the OG yard. Yeah,
Really?
He's in the
Yeah.
newest Streetbeefs video. Yeah,
Oh
it's like,
man, I gotta
whoa,
check that out.
bro,
Gotta check.
he got the nose wiggle and everything, bro. He's
That's the
fighting, bro.
goat, man. That's the goat, man.
Bro. Yeah, exactly. But like, we were just talking about you in the Hall of Fame, but like, any type of achievement people are getting, it warms my heart. You know what I'm saying? Like, it makes me want to keep doing this. And so, yeah, like, I appreciate you, Samke. I appreciate you, Jay, for having this platform. You know what I'm saying? Like, and what you guys do on Instagram is huge, and it's
Appreciate
just
it.
continual growth. You know what I'm saying? And we're all connected. We're all here for it. So I love it.
And you guys built something that really matters to people. You built something that when somebody gets a Hall of Fame jacket, it matters to them. It matters to us. Like my wife and I were watching Sam K get his Hall of Fame jacket, and we're both like, "Damn, bro, that is like we both had smiles ear to ear. Like he puts in the work, he does it. It's just it's so amazing what you guys built because it matters, and that's something I think people don't really understand all the time from the outside is how much this. Like I'm just gonna keep saying it like an idiot. It matters, like you know.
Well, yeah, no, and that makes sense to me. You know what I'm saying? People really love being a part of this thing. And so it makes sense that when there's awards, it's so meaningful. You know what I'm saying? And like, gosh, I'm watching the video of the induction, the second one, and I'm like, the whole first 4 or 5 minutes, you can hear me sniffling, and it's so annoying. I'm like, in the moment, I'm like, there's like tears just running down my eyes, bro, and I'm like, holy crap! It's just it was so much energy there. It was like positive energy, and just what a cool moment those inductions are. You know, I can't wait for the next one, like third class. Let's do it. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it's those things take a couple years, and it makes sense. You know, it's an exclusive type of thing. You know, we don't just do it every month. But yeah, I love it. I love all the awards. I love all the different fight clubs we have here, or like, you know, the groups, you know, 50-50 is massive. You have so many warriors, champions coming from there, dog. Like, and if anyone goes there to train, like, beware. Just like El Shorty, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, El
Yeah,
Shorty,
man.
yo, he changed his name. He got a different camp, and he came back, and he was a different beast, bro. And
We got to get into the fight, man, because
let's do it. Let's do it.
that was your most recent fight at the 5-year
Yeah.
anniversary, which it was
Yeah.
great seeing you. Uh,
Yes, sir. Likewise.
yeah, man, I gotta say, I mean, he came out as a whole new fighter. I completely doubted him. I completely had you winning. No, I'm just being honest. I told him the same thing. I said, yeah, I had Zed winning, you know, and when I got there, the fight had already took place. You were just as happy to tell me the news as El Shorty was, which was crazy. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
bro.
okay, can't wait to see it. What's your
Yeah,
take?
yeah, no. Oh, it was fun, bro. Those moments in that cage, it's it's almost like a meditation for me. I don't know. I kind of it's yeah, because at first it was like a survival thing, right? I was fighting Tiny Tank, and so but now I have this fight club, and it's a safe environment, and I know everyone. And so when I'm in there, I'm in this different kind of mind frame where I'm like, okay, like, and it is more like a meditation for me. It's kind of weird to describe it like that, but yeah. And so he was able to really disrupt my flow. I had a game plan, you know, and so him being on the inside so much was not a part of my game plan, and so I had to adjust everything. You know what I'm saying? And so he's really strong on the inside because he's so fast, and he's, you know, his arms are a little shorter, so like that's where he does a lot of damage. And he was great. You know, he pressed me. He, you know, yeah, just he gave me pressure that I was not expecting. Like I mean, even in the first 30 seconds he'd thrown more punches than his first 2 fights combined. You know what I'm saying? He was like throwing combos. I was like,
Yeah. Who is this
oh,
guy?
okay. Yeah, I was like, dang,
Wow.
dude. And
Very
so,
impressive.
yeah, and it was really uh, it it forced me to kind of be in a stressful environment, and
Mhm.
that's not something that I had planned on being in. You know, I knew that I was going to get hit, and I knew that he was going to be different, but I was not expecting this level. And so I've messaged him a bunch, like, hats off to him. Like, I'm so happy that he was able to improve that much, and to, like, just be able to tackle me like that, and to know how I was going to fight and have a good game plan for it. I was impressed. And so that's why right after I lost, I was like, he got me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, like he played his cards really well, and yeah, he put me out, bro. Like, the first shot that I went down, it, like, you can see that it's just right behind the ear. It's a totally legal shot. And bro, like, I got hit with it, and I just remember waking up on the ground. Basically, I was like, dang, like, that cracked me pretty good. And then I was like, okay, I gotta get up, I gotta get my bearing, you know what I'm saying? And then cracks me again. And then I, like, yeah, so it was humbling, bro. It was humbling. And what can I say, man? I can only grow from it, and I'm excited to see where El Shorty goes next. Who he's gonna fight. Maybe he can, get a rematch with somebody. Maybe Dark Lord, or I don't know. There's always tons of new opponents too at his weight. I know he said he wanted to go down in weight too, but sky's the limit, man. And I'm excited. I love watching people who I've fought. I love watching them fight on, especially like Tiny Tank, bro. Anytime Tiny Tank fights, dude, I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
get him,
He had
Tiny
some
Tank.
bangers, man.
Yeah.
He had some bangers. We had El Shorty on recently, and I believe there were two fighters mentioned, Super Gremlin, which I think would be
Oh
a really
yeah,
good fight.
that would be great. I would
And
love
then he
that.
mentioned, am I right, Jay? Did he mention Diesel? Didn't he mention Diesel?
He did, and you kind of told him like you
Like
ain't ready
later.
for that yet, but you
Yeah,
said
yeah,
it
yeah.
nice.
Later down the line. But
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean, those would be some
that's a
good
good.
matchups for him.
That's a good goal. Yeah, good goal matchup.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think Super Gremlin. That'd be great. Anytime he's got the boxing gloves on, he's in there scrapping. Doesn't matter who
Oh
it
yeah,
is. He's fought who's who list
yeah,
of fighters. And I mean, his last fight was pretty rough. It happens sometimes, like, especially with those MMA gloves on. Like, it
yeah,
only takes a couple, man, and we saw that. Like, and Super Gremlin's tough. He can take a hit.
yeah.
And so
And he
yeah, it
cracks.
was.
He cracks too.
He does. He's very, yeah. He gets in there. He's got those short arms too, man. Like, but once he's on the inside, it's fun to watch him go. But yeah, no, I think El Shorty versus those guys would be fire, man. But I mean, he could match up with other folks too. Like,
Okay.
he's a boxer, and he would do well. He would do really well against a lot of these guys. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see him.
It goes back to what you guys have provided with Street Beefs. You know what I'm saying? For those guys who do want to take it serious and get their training together and come back and set a goal and then reach it, you see those guys doing it.
Yep.
And
Absolutely.
who's to say that would have happened had you not started something with Martin out here in the West Coast? It's like
For real. For real.
it's crazy to see things blossom.
Yeah,
Well,
man. And I mean, even like Free Smoke, man, that dude has been so much experience on the AMI circuit,
Yeah,
and he's,
been in Thailand. Like, come
yeah,
on, man.
traveled.
Yeah,
Yeah. So shout out to Smoke, and then there's everywhere in between. You know what I'm saying? There's Wedo winning the Masters title, and getting his jacket. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
that's heartfelt. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
so yeah, just all around positivity, man. Like, trying to help everyone out. And spread just support to wherever it needs to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really what this community is so good at, and I'm just proud to be a part of it. And
well, talking about the growth of it, kind of talk us through. So I forget what event it was. It was early on. There's the Shinigami detail fight. There's the question mark kick to Detail's head. Next thing you know, it goes viral. Shinigami's on Pat McAfee, and then he's on Brandon Schaub. Like, talk about how crazy that must have been at the beginning of Streetbeefs.
Oh, bro. Off our first event, like, and so many stars born that day, too. Like, not just Shinigami, but obviously the kick went viral fast, and it was shocking, man. It was absolutely shocking. We knew we had something special right away. Even after the event, even before it went viral, we were like, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Meeting guys like 619 and just like seeing the levels, bro, and just being like, this is only our first event. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, Shinny went viral. At the time, TikTok was really successful. I was almost at like 300K followers on TikTok, and just had so much success, you know, early on, and really it's carried on from there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that early success was very unexpected, honestly. Like, I thought it would take quite some time to kind of build ourselves and to become the branch that we are. But man, right off the bat, bro, right off the bat, we just had success. So, yeah, it was really cool.
And the crazy thing is, Shinigami told me he got a hold of somebody last minute and just went there to fight. So like he didn't even have like this. Yeah. It was the last second somebody said, "Screw it, okay, come on down." Like, and it could easily been like, "Nah, catch us next time" or whatever. So it was just in the stars, man.
I mean, and then, you know, it probably would have been Storm Rider versus Detail, and I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a different timeline, bro. But then it happened. So, yeah, no, everything happened by chance, dude. And like, man, after the Red Reaper fight, the drama, you know, Martin handled it really, really well. I was kind of frozen, and Martin just kind of handled it, and we were like, hey, we can either shut it down or you guys can chill out. We can keep going. You know what I'm saying? And so we ended up having a really good event. And so, yeah, you know, every once in a while there's some drama. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that was a hell of a fight too. That fight.
Oh man, yeah. And of course I'm the one reffing it, and it's controversial. You know what I'm saying? But really, it was just I was so new, and so like there was just all these rules about this, and at the time it was like blood was so, and it really still is, but I remember Face was harping on it at that time that we were like doing that event, and so I was like, okay, I really got to be careful with blood here because I don't want anything bad to happen. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, there ended up being blood on Rico, and
it was an early UFC event. It was one of those,
bro. That's
you know what I'm saying?
Perfect,
it was one of those.
Perfect description, bro. Like,
you know,
exactly.
and everything that happened accumulated to a classic. Like,
bingo.
And we don't talk about that fight enough. You know what I mean? But not to get sidetracked. I want to get back to you.
Sure. Yes, sir.
The idea of the community needing to know what it is you do, what you've done. I mean, from camera work to ref work to editing, I know you're, located, in California. So getting physically to events can be hard. But as far as what you've done digitally and, we still see you fighting. We still see you, active in the community and with fighters. The people need to know, man, like Bushido Zed has done so much for the West Coast,
Thank you. I appreciate that.
No, really man. Thank you, bro.
You're welcome.
And
You're welcome.
One thing I got to let people know too is like, not only have you done what you've done, but you've done it with integrity, and a lot of times especially in this day and age, it's hard to do, you know, especially when working the digital space. And, you know, hats off to you, man, because, you know, we don't always recognize and speak on that, but that's integrity means a lot.
Well, thank you, man. Yeah. Like you said, unfortunately, I don't make like the events a lot of the time. And I would love to be at every single one, but I just can't do it. I can't afford it, you know, and maybe one day it'll be different, you know what I'm saying? And that's the goal, you know, but right now it's just not like that. So, but when I'm there, that's why I like to help so much. You know what I'm saying? So like, if I'm there, I'm a body for anything. Like the camera guy's tired, I'll sub in. You know what I'm saying? And so like, I try my hardest to do that. And at this last event, it was a little harder because I had like kind of like an adrenaline dump from my fight, which I didn't have really from my other fights. And so I was a little shaky. And so Martin had to really cover me a lot that day. But yeah, I mean, we do that for each other. You know what I'm saying? Like we are going to fill in anywhere to get the show done. And that's just how me and Martin are. You know what I'm saying? And like, and everyone is like, but as you go down, you have more specific, obviously, like the venue owners, they only do certain things. And like, you know, further down you have Samke, and then you know what I'm saying? So it's like, there's these tiers of all these important puzzle pieces. And then, you know, at the top, it's me and Martin, and we're just like, if anything's missing, we're filling in, you know what I'm saying? So like, yeah. And I love doing that. I love just like being where needed, wherever, you know what I'm saying? And just filling in. Like, it's a good feeling. And I love seeing it on the side too, when people corner each other like out of nowhere, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like sometimes someone needs a corner and it was their last match. It was like the
Where's my
last
jab?
person they fought. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that I love seeing stuff like that. And especially when you get in between rounds and you hear them talk to them and like, and really try to help them understand what they need to do to win, you know what I'm saying? And like, those are really cool moments because people are hurting, they're struggling, they can't breathe, they're like, their head hurts, and you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a
Yeah.
stressful moment, you know? And so you only get 1 minute. And
Yep.
so it's whoever's there is trying to like pour some wisdom into you and be like, hey, this, focus on these things and hang in there, you got this, you know, it's another 2 minutes, you got this. Like yeah, it's cool, man. People are struggling that whole day, and you see people just helping out everywhere, and it's just really cool. I love it.
Yeah, man. So I got a question. It's a 3-part question. You might have to take a little second to think about.
For sure.
If I was to ask you, what was your favorite fight to edit?
Okay.
What was your favorite fight to film? And what was your favorite fight to ref? What would you say?
That's so hard, dude. Okay. I'm gonna say for reffing, I haven't reffed a lot of his fights recently, but his beginning fights, I think I reffed like the majority of them. I think it was his first 4 or 5 fights. Doughboy. Yeah,
Okay.
Doughboy. I remember every single time he got in there, it was just I don't know. I liked seeing his development for one, obviously, and so you know, seeing the toughness develop too. That's something you have to pay attention as a ref. You know, are they in their career? Are they taking shots better or are they taking shots worse? You know, because
Yep.
that's just life. Like sometimes it's so as a ref, you know, safety first. You know, and so I just remember Doughboy always being really tough and having a lot of heart, you know what I'm saying? And so he was able to eventually build off of that. And so I think that's why his fights just kind of like really stick in my head a lot. And the one against Eon the Defiant, that was his first win. I remember reffing that one. And I would be very active in that fight, you know what I'm saying? And he was throwing with intent and speed and power, and it was not a doughboy that I had really experienced. And so that also sticks in my head, you know, because I had known the version before, and I had finally seen this version as
He's got
ref,
some
you know?
confidence. He was throwing
Bro.
with intent. He had some confidence.
Yeah. And so when I think of reffing moments, a lot of times doughboy will be in my head. But man, there's so many. There's just so many fights that I've loved reffing. And yeah, but I think we'll stick with that. It was a 3-part question. What was the other parts?
Film. What was one of your favorite fights to actually film?
Oh gosh. I'm pretty sure I filmed Broly Black versus Hitman Hamilton at the Hot Box.
Ooh, yeah.
That
Damn
one
it.
was wild. Yeah,
Fight of the day.
Yes, very high emotion, very high intensity. Both men very tough and skilled, and it was just a slobber knocker, man. And I got my workout like filming that one, and so and I love watching it. And so yeah, it's a unique thing, because sometimes like I know when I'm behind the camera, you know, I'm like, I remember filming that, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, when I'm filming, I'm usually just briefly looking at the camera or the phone to make sure it's where I want, and then I'm watching the fight. You know what I'm saying? And so like, you know, a lot of times I know that you have issues with newer camera guys. Sometimes you guys are trying to be on the same side, and like, when it's funny because when I'm editing, I can hear you. You're like, bro, you gotta be on the other side, dog. We can't be on the same side.
I got so much to calculate. I do not need to be calculating you.
No, I'm trying to focus just on the fighters, dog. Yeah, no, I get it. And so, yeah, anytime I'm cameraman, but it's natural for me at this point, you know what I'm saying? And so it's just, we do the best with who we got, you know what I'm saying? And so sometimes you got a cameraman that just, it doesn't have the experience as other cameramen. And so,
and I've had to go and apologize, like, hey man, thank you for what you've done. I'm sorry. You know, it's the day, it's the job,
nothing
the
personal,
heat,
dog.
you know, my bad. You know, I've done that before a few times. Shout out Maury.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome. But yeah, when we have someone like Party Kev, and he's steamrolling 20 fights, and it's just the best, you know, the best angles and everything, like, man, those are awesome times, you know. But sometimes we gotta fill in, and that was at 50, you know. We had to, Martin did like 10, 15 fights in a row, bro, and it's tiring, you know, like, and holding that like phone in that position is so uniquely, weirdly, like, I don't know how to describe it, you know what I'm saying? But it's kind of like a muscle cramp kind of thing, and
You don't
you're
have the
like,
muscle
man,
memory for that. That's what it is.
bro,
No,
it's not
we don't do
natural.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not natural. Yeah.
we don't do
So
it.
shout out to Martin, dude, for being a trooper, and yeah, and shout out to all the other camera guys too. Like, if you're brand new and you did it for us, thank you so much. Like, and you guys are more than welcome to come back and do it again, and get more experience, you know, and be our camera guy if you want. You know what I'm saying? Like, or our other camera guy. So, but yeah, it's just a beautiful thing, man. All right, what was the last part? I forgot.
Now, do you have, and this can be tricky because I understand editing is a job of its own. But is there a fight that you enjoyed editing?
You know, The ones that are odd to me are like this last event. Anytime I'm editing an OG fighter, it's kind of weird. I'm like, what's going on here? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not. This is what I'm Mike. You know, or
Mm.
Cornflake. Like, I remember
Surreal.
Cornflake from years ago, bro. Like, you can watch some of his fights from like 7, 8 years ago. Like, wild. And so I'm a fan first, you know what I'm saying? And so like when that stuff pulls up and I'm on CapCut and I'm just like, this is like every time, bro. I'm just like, it's doesn't seem real. And so I'm just humbled, you know, and so really every fight I edit is I thoroughly enjoy. Like it doesn't matter if you're been with us forever, if you're brand new, like I'm watching every single moment. I'm pausing it on these, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
looking for thumbnails, and so I'm really invested in all these fights. And so um if you fight for us, like I'm watching your fight, you know, and I'm enjoying it, you know, because like I said, I'm a fan first, and I'm a fan of like every single fighter in Street Beefs, because if you come and fight for us, like you got my respect. That's all. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to win or like perform or get a knockout or like nah. You just if you come in here and you fight, I'll shake your hand, dude. Like that's cool. Respect. So yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it. But
when you're editing, because that's actually part of my favorite part of podcasting sometimes is editing, because you
yeah.
just zone out on what you're doing. But what's the biggest fuck when you're editing and you get a video? What is the thing that makes you like go, no, not this?
If I'm making a short for Broke Mark, because there's not enough. You can only get so much in 60 seconds, dog. And that guy, like, I can only get 2 rounds into a short. So,
Okay.
and so, I mean, honestly, yeah, I don't really have those moments, man. Like, I don't, there's no real downside to editing at all, really. Like, it's all enjoyable for me. And it's an honor to do it. It's an honor to be the guy that does it, you know. And I have a lot of help. Like shout out to anyone who helps me, like Daniel Hart. I'm always hitting him up for advice or like how do I do this, or like I'll hit, you know, or WA or Martin or like dude like or Isaac or Wedo, anybody. Like I'm always like help guys, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not afraid to admit that I'm like not an expert, and so I feel like that's allowed me to really kind of grow a lot. And so I'm just always accepting of ideas and help, and I like trying new things, you know what I'm saying? But I do have like a moral compass, and I do, you know, so like I'm against certain kinds of content, I guess, to get views. You know, I'm not going to do certain things just to get views, but yeah, overall, just having a good time, man. Street Beast West Coast, baby.
I don't think people understand like how much time can fly by when you're editing something too. Like you
For
don't realize
sure.
it. And you look up and you're like, man, okay, I've just
Yes.
been in here way too long editing this.
Yes. Yes. I mean, it's a process because you don't always have all the files where you need them. So sometimes you gotta you gotta screen record this, or you gotta transfer this, and then it's all organized, and then it's been 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And then you start editing. So yeah, no, it definitely
Well,
adds up.
are you like
But
me at all? Do you make or edit something and then watch it and go, I'm going to change this, I'm going to change that, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that? Because I have a problem with that, and then I end up spending way too long on stuff.
Guilty.
yeah. I mean, I do that, but honestly, I kind of just follow a formula that I have, and it helps me from second guessing a lot of my work. So
Smart.
I learned a lot actually on TikTok like years ago because um, that's actually a really good platform to test videos. I don't do that anymore. Maybe I should, but so I learned a lot, and sometimes I would spend hours on a video editing, dude, and it wouldn't go. You know what I'm saying? And so like I was just so frustrated, and then sometimes I would take 10, 15 seconds to just post something short, and it would go. And so it was a learning experience to kind of understand algorithms and like, what are people going to click on, how are you going to, you know what I'm saying? And so I kind of have come up with a formula to where, I'm not spending too much time doing this, but if I stick to the formula, then it's kind of just like it's smoother overall, if that kind of makes sense.
Well, you guys always make me step my game up because I'll be watching on Instagram and I'll see some like preview for the fights coming up, and I'll be like, oh, that was cold as fuck. Like, I got to figure out how to do more of that flash, that like boom, like. And so you guys have helped me over the years just by watching you on Instagram with like some of those when you're like, like so-and-so versus so-and-so, and then all the clips start coming in, and I'm like, damn, that was some really good editing. And I don't know about you, but the more I've edited, the more I even, in my head, I don't do this out loud, but I critique TV shows now like, dude, that was a stupid way to cut that. Or that was a bad edit, and I don't know. Sure. That's everybody.
Are you supposed to? When you understand that stuff, movies too, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, I was gonna say, definitely between OG Yard and Dirty South, we definitely have a distinctive look when it comes to all of our content, and I've always viewed the branding to be like authentically, West Coast,
Yes,
it
sir.
feels it, it looks it sounds it, yeah.
Absolutely. No, I agree. Like, and I think that's why when people come and experience our events, they really understand what it, you know what I'm saying? Like they hear about it, they hear about the vibe, and they hear about, oh, it's West Coast, like their events are, you know what I'm saying, a certain way or whatever. But until you like come and experience it, you won't feel it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what like people really feel the events on the inside when they come out. And so it's just I can't explain it. I don't know what the electricity is about it. You know what I'm saying? But it's just it's a special place for a lot of people. And so there's a lot of, like we talked about earlier, there's a lot of people suffering and in pain that day, and when you do that, there's a lot of growth, you know what I'm saying? And so that's just really cool because people are choosing to spend their money and their time to come suffer, basically, you know what I'm saying, and test themselves in a ring, and by doing that they get a chance to be better, and that's it's so like it hasn't changed, you know what I'm saying, like since day one, like it's always been that. And like what a blessing it is to have better venues and like the cages that we have now and the support we have now, and it's only going up from here. And so I'm excited to see where we're going, you know what I'm saying? You never know who's going to watch one of our videos, you know what I'm saying? Like some, Nate Diaz, or like some, you know what I'm saying, some manager, some, and we got that West Coast flavor, you know what I'm saying? And so like, gosh, you guys are more than welcome to come out. Whoever wants to come out and watch some fights, like we have great fights, you know what I'm saying? And the vibe is amazing. It is nothing like, an amateur or pro org fight, where it's like tense and, it's just people chopping it up. It's family environment, and the support is there for everyone. And it's really cool because
I heard WAC 100. I heard WAC 100 talking about how much fun he had at your event.
He came out.
I heard him. I don't remember if it was when he was on with Adam 22 or if it was Vlad. But yeah, I heard him talking about how they went out there, had a blast, the energy. So
Yeah,
I
that's
wish
awesome.
you'd have sent me that clip, because
Yeah,
you know it's funny. When he came out, I actually heard him saying some of my quotables, and I was
okay.
like, "Oh, he really does watch. Like, if he knows,
yeah,
if he knows what I be saying, like, homie really be
It's okay.
watching, you know."
yeah,
I can't
for
send it
sure.
to any of that to you till you get an Instagram because you wouldn't be able to open it.
That's a different timeline, sir.
Yeah, it's a different time.
But Tommy G, he's a popular YouTuber. He did a documentary on us, and
Sure.
that
Absolutely.
really shows from his perspective everything you just said to be true. You know what I mean? People come out and they realize, like, oh, this is a whole nother vibe, and I'm with it. They're with it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, for sure. And
I thought I understood
um,
the community until I went to the hot box. And then it's like, wow, I didn't know shit. Like I thought I did. I thought I understood how much like brotherhood there was, but you don't until you get there. You don't get it.
for sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And you may have experienced something similar, you know what I'm saying? And might have an idea. But there's only one West Coast. And so if you're watching this and you've been interested and you're not sure, like everyone's welcome. You know what I'm saying? Like if you come in there and you know, I mean, you can have an ego and come in too. Like that's you know what I'm saying. Like I'm not gonna really say like you have to be humble and all this stuff because sometimes people need that, right? They need to come in and test themselves and figure out where they are, and that's like part of having an ego. You know what I'm saying? So like really anyone's welcome, and just carry yourself with respect, and you will do just fine. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really not that hard. We're very accepting of everyone, and yeah, if you're not doing weird stuff and you're not like you know what I'm saying, like then there's no issue really. So because we love everyone basically.
Oh yeah, it all ended man hugs if you go in there with
Yep.
respect.
Yep. Exactly.
Facts, facts. And it, going from, I guess, from the combat side of things to the psychological side of things, it brings me to the point of, you have a podcast where
Yes, sir.
you touch on the mind, you touch
Interesting.
on the body, you touch on interpersonal perspectives.
For sure.
And some of what we're talking about right now kind of reminds me of those talks that I've
For
heard.
sure.
Can you talk a little bit about the podcast for us?
And the
Yeah, bro.
microdosing.
Yeah, I would love to. It's called Two Guys on the Path, and I do it with my friend named Curtis. It's a crazy, actually, story about this kid because we are both from Redding, California, which is in NorCal, right? But we didn't meet until we were both in the Air Force, and we were both in Germany, and we were working together. And we literally were like, we found out we were both from the same hometown. It was like the wildest thing. But yeah, so afterwards, we both got out, and we ended up, we were like, we rode motorcycles together for a while, and we would chop it up and hang out, and then we lost touch for a little bit, and then we met up years later, and we had both just kind of gone through a lot of big changes in our life, and we had been doing a lot of healing, and so we were able to relate on that stuff and talk about that stuff, and it really helped us both kind of understand what we were going through. And what we figured out was we wanted to help everyone else. Basically, we wanted to reach out and help people that were just like us, and we're like, they had just gone through some stuff. And sometimes people choose to like they don't they want to hold on to the traumatic stuff for a little bit, you know what I'm saying, like, and you don't have to. And so that's just something that was like a revelation to me. Like, I thought you just had to like hold on to stuff until you were dead, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just like, when I grew up, that's just how I treated everything. I was like, anything that happened to me that was like misfortune or whatever, like, I just, okay, you know, but like, I'm just gonna leave it alone. But no, it's like, it's in there, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it kind of changes who you are. And so, yeah, when we were able to do that for each other, we were like, let's start a podcast. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's it's not to like, you know, for the views or whatever. It's like,
Right.
it's for whoever needs to watch it will watch it. And so that's a satisfying feeling for us. You know what I'm saying? Like, whether it's 1 or 100, like, that's great. And I'm glad that anyone is listening to our message, because, you know, we'd both been through some stuff, you know, and some people don't react well to that stuff and they go down a dark path. And so I think it's cool that we're able to share our story and be like, hey, you know, like, you can kind of bypass these parts of your life where you're like, okay, I got to go into this dark hole and become an alcoholic or a drug addict and like, and hurt all these people around me just so I can, you know what I'm saying? Because this stuff happened to me. But really, you can just kind of heal from it if you choose to. And there's so many different ways to do that, you know? And so that's kind of just what we talk about on the podcast, is like, all of our different experiences with, you know, he has a healing system with these screens. It's called EES. This, you know, new wave, you can look it up. It's really cool. He does sound bowls. You know, we're both into meditation. I take, you know, psychedelic mushrooms from time to time, and I do my macro trips, and, you know, I journal. And yeah, there's all kinds of things that you can do that will make you a less angry person. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you wake up every day and you have a lot of just emotion and stored up anger, and, you know, like, something small might set you off. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to live that way. You don't have to like carry all that stuff. You can like, you can just heal from it. And so that's just kind of my message. You know what I'm saying? Like, from the podcast, and honestly, like, you know, kind of just describing what it's about and stuff is yeah, that's just that's my message to everyone. You can heal.
No, I really appreciate that message too, because like, I went from being very angry in my life when I was younger. It led me to getting locked up, and then it's a lot of a struggle trying to figure it out. And listening to other people talk through how they got through it. And you're right. I mean, you're hitting me like in the feelings, because you're like, you don't have to wake up angry. I was like, that was me. You don't have to let little things set you. That was me. And I mean, now to the point where I try not to let anything get to me. And I tell Sam K, I'm like, I have to fight petty every day.
It's a struggle, man. It's a struggle. But honestly, the way I look at it, you know, there's always going to be annoyances and challenges, but you can still choose to either give it your energy or not give it your energy. And so if I'm not giving you my energy, then you're not really going to affect me with whatever you got. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, it stops right there. So if it's positive vibes, you'll get my energy. If it's not, then so sorry. You know what I'm saying? So that's just kind of how I operate. And it's really helped me kind of like stick with the people that vibe with me, you know, and that helps.
Yeah, life's too beautiful to be miserable.
Absolutely. Yep. Just be around the people you love, man. You know what I'm saying? That's our community, dog. Like, obviously there's tension here and there. Like, you can't stop that from happening, you know? But at the end of the day, everyone's just there for support, you know? And so, yeah, I'm proud of everyone. Thank you guys for, everything, for this show and being a part of SPWC. Like, every little piece is a part of the puzzle, you know what I'm saying? And so I appreciate everyone who does anything for the community. It means a lot.
Well, we appreciate you for building this community and being so welcoming.
Yes, absolutely.
You're welcome, you guys.
I definitely wanted to ask you, man, if you got the time, what out of all your fights, what was your favorite fight?
Oh gosh. Probably Hell on Wheels.
Okay, okay.
Just because the uniqueness of it, I had never been stuck in a position like that and throwing the volume like that, and so and it's Hell on Wheels. Hello, fucking legend. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
yeah. I think that's probably my fave fight, just because it's unique and yeah, it's different and yeah, I was stuck in a hot box, dude. It was a little pallet box. So
Yeah, man,
yeah.
you were throwing some bombs, man, and holding your own
Oh,
in his setting. It was crazy to see.
I was trying to
And
weather the storm, which is stupid, man. I don't
well,
know.
I learned that in that fight watching it because, I've seen Hell on Wheels, but this is in person, right? And I'm watching, I'm like, oh, you can't stop throwing or you're fucked. Like, as soon as you
Yes.
stop throwing, it is over.
Yes.
And how do you have enough energy to throw for 6 minutes if that's what it comes down to, right? Like,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that's
Brutal.
wild.
Yeah, no, it's a special kind of challenge for sure. And I said it after the fight, and I'll say it now, man. If you get a chance, you should do it because it's a different kind of stamina that's going on in there. And like you said, Jay, like if you stop punching, he's going to be continually be sapping your energy because there's so little room to miss. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like if you punch in the general direction of the body, you're gonna hit something, and so
Right.
it's just a continual drain, and so yeah, if you're not conditioned to be thrown back, it's brutal, man. It's brutal.
Well, shout out Shinigami for anchoring that thing because he didn't move.
Yeah, no, that was awesome for sure. Shout out Shinny, the anchor.
Classics, man.
Yes,
Classics.
sir. Yes, sir.
Speaking of classics, man, do you have any favorite fights over the years that come to mind?
Oh man. Um, Off the top of my head, 3 a.m. Night Fight versus Turtle.
Yes.
Um, if you haven't seen that one, go look it up, man. It's a good one. Um,
It's my teammate
uh,
Turtle. Shout out Turtle.
for real. I mean, and there's like the Thunder Pops fights. You know what I'm saying? He came and fought
Oh
twice, I
man,
believe.
the
Uh,
legend.
really, really good fights. I mean, BDW Coyote. Those fights are fire, man. Yeah, all of them, dog. Uh, Gosh, sadly, uh, yeah, man, I could keep
Which
going, bro.
sadly though? Which one? I mean, I know any of them, but which ones
Probably
specifically stands
him
out?
versus Legion, man.
Okay, okay, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, at the
That,
sandbox.
that was
Yeah.
one of those ones. Yeah.
Oh man, no, that's a classic for sure. Yeah, I think, gosh, I could probably keep going, but off the top of my head, those are some of them for sure.
Hell yeah. I'm trying to think. Do you have I think I might know this one, but do you have a favorite event that you attended?
Oh man, so hard. Uh, Obviously San Bernardino. The first one was like it's just we only had one there, and so that was really unique. Um, Gosh, the Ojai spot was really cool. You know, it sucks we couldn't be
Oh
there for
yeah,
very long.
yeah.
Shout out to Bo, Barefoot Farmer and his whole crew. They were very welcoming and supportive, and yeah, I wish that could have been a spot for us, but um, yeah, gosh, I miss the sandbox, man. That was a really cool spot. But it's cool that we can have these older kind of, you have to go back and watch the sandbox videos, and so that's kind
Right.
of cool. It makes it like it's a retired venue, you can't get any more sandbox fights, so you only
Yeah.
got the ones we got, and so that's pretty cool, you know what I'm saying? And as we grow, we might add more venues, who knows? It's always on the table, you know what I'm saying? And obviously Cali's off the table, I mean, unless like we get on some reservation or something where, the commission can't really say no to us. That's a possibility. I just haven't had any opportunities yet. But I'm always open, shoot, something in Oregon would be cool,
Yeah,
or
you all need to do an event, and no fighter's going to want to hear this in the snow.
yeah, that'd be sick. Honestly, I've seen some Strelka fights in the snow, and they're pretty cool, man.
Yeah, I think Master Roshi mentioned that a few years ago that'd be
Okay,
cool.
yeah.
And yeah, I mean, there got to be fighters out there,
Yeah, no, for sure, for
I
sure.
couldn't imagine fighting in the snow, though. That would suck so bad. Like, I live in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
I know how cold it gets. Like, that would suck so bad.
Yeah. Yep. No,
Every
I'm sure.
punch would hurt 20 times worse. Like, oh, it would be just brutal.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah, the cold would be brutal in a different kind of way.
Oh yeah, different type of conditioning for sure.
For sure.
Yeah, I won't be reffing those.
Nope. Got someone
Tom
else for
Kate be
that.
like, "Where's my hot chocolate?
Oh
Yeah.
man, something, bro.
Where's my
hand
kangaroo?"
You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm getting
Well,
the fuck
Tom
out
Kate
of here.
sent me a message one day telling me he's moving to Wisconsin because it's the only state you don't need a license to own a kangaroo.
That's bizarre.
That's facts, man. So
What
if
do
you see me traveling down the street on the back of a kangaroo, don't worry about me. I'm okay.
Dang.
Everything's legal.
He unlocked the kangaroo mount, dude.
I'm telling you, man. So Bushido Zed, the world wants to know on that fateful day, right? In the sand in the desert where you boxed Tiny Tank.
Yeah.
How did you come up with the name Bushido Zed?
Honestly, Bushido just comes from having Japanese lineage. So my mom is full on Japanese, so I'm half. And yeah, I've always just kind of had a fascination with the Japanese culture and the way of the warrior, and the history of samurai and feudal Japan and everything like that, and so um, as soon as I made the decision to fight for Streetbeefs, I knew that I had to represent, that in some way. And so Bushido just really made sense to me. And the Zed part is honestly pretty random. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't want to put my real name in there. And so I just kind of was like, I think I went through a few of them. And then I landed on Zed, and I was like, it kind of rings, you know what I'm saying? So it was that part was random, but yeah, Bushido is just basically because I'm Japanese. So
I don't think I've heard the word Zed since Lord Zed in what's that? Toy Story?
oh shoot, okay,
I've never
Better
heard.
luck than mine. I'm old and I went to Pulp Fiction, but we won't go there because I don't.
Zed's dead, right? Zed's dead.
Yeah, Zed was a weirdo in that though, so I don't want to compare you to Zed in the Pulp Fiction. Yeah,
Totally different.
Yeah.
That's funny though. No, yeah, but that's cool, man. That's a good question, man. And I always wonder about fight names too, man. Like, I'm always curious if there's a little meaning behind it or a little story, because sometimes it really ties into who they are, you know. And that's
90% of the time, I've learned 90% of the time from this show, it means something. 10% of the time, they were like, I got there, didn't know I had to have a name, and this is what it was.
Facts.
And now I'm famous. Yeah,
Right. Now it works.
yeah, exactly.
It's funny though, because you know, you look at a lot of the West Coast guys, and they actually, we've got a huge roster of like household names. If you actually follow the organization, you know what I mean. Then you know, like there's the old school tier of fighters as well as the modern new tier of fighters. You know what I mean. And these guys have, you know, either made names out of themselves or, you know, grew into their names. You know.
For sure. No, it's a good way to put it, man. Yeah. Yeah, and that's really part of just being a part of the community too, is you get to see the growth in the fighter, but also like, yeah, their name, you know. And so like, I mean, some of them go through name changes, you know. And so yeah, it's all a part of it. And it's an honor just to be able to like get close to some of these guys, you know what I'm saying? Like, and be in that position to where they feel comfortable in the club like that, and then you can start getting help, you know, because sometimes people, you just, you know, I've been there, dog. Like I've been in a where I feel like I just don't want any help. I don't, you know what I'm saying? You just feel
Yeah.
down, and you're like, and so like sometimes people can come in and they're like, oh, people are supportive here, you know, and then they just start opening up, and it's cool. So yeah, like I said earlier, if anyone's watching this and you're newer and you're not sure about us, like, we're super welcoming. So just give us a try, you know what I'm saying? If you've been watching for a long time and you're not sure, just come out to an event and come experience it. Come see for yourself.
Real quick, for those who don't know, where can they find us if they're looking for a fight?
The best place is on our Facebook group. So you just search Streetbeefs West Coast on Facebook and apply to the group. And once you do that, you click the featured button at the top, and usually there's a sign up post for the next event. And so you just read the post, and it tells you exactly how to sign up, and then you wait to be selected. There are other ways you can go through the Instagram. You can message us through the Instagram. We do signups that way. And we also do signups through the stories on Instagram occasionally. So there's just, you know, there's different ways you can reach out to people sometimes and do it that way. But we really prefer the Facebook method. It helps us with matchmaking and everything to kind of keep everyone organized, if that makes sense. So.
Facts. Sure, man. Been a hell of a interview. If you want to give out any shout outs, any plugins, now would be a great time.
I don't have anything special, man. If you guys want to follow me on my personal page on IG, you guys can. Otherwise, it's all Streetbeefs, dog. So, we're going to the top, and so, like I said earlier, it's a special time to be a part of Streetbeefs. Doesn't matter what branch. So, if you're here, come along for the ride, because it's getting really unique and exciting, and things are just only growing. You know what I'm saying? So only on the up.
Yep. And once again, man, I got to thank you for everything that you've done, everything that you've created, the hard work that you continuously put in. You know, it doesn't go unnoticed. So thank you.
Well, thank you, man. That means a lot. I appreciate both of you guys.
Yeah, thank you for everything you guys do. We appreciate you.
You're welcome. You're very welcome.
Have a great night, man.
All right,
have a
guys.
good one, brother.
Yes.
Man,
Great show.
Great show, man. It's like I I didn't want to cut it, man, but I'm like,
I was watching the sun go down on him in the background.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I was like, I could go for 2 hours. I could go for 2 hours. Nah. We'll go ahead and wrap up. But shoot, man. Let me go ahead and get the shout outs out the way, bro. First and foremost, thank you. Helping me always kill it every week. You know, we do what we do. Shout out to Bushido Zed once more. We appreciate you, sir. Once again, thank you for your time. Great interview. Everyone out there, go check out his fights. Once more, thank you to the OG Yard. Thank you to the West Coast. Thank you to the Dirty South. We appreciate you. Everyone watching us live, everyone on playback, everyone in the comments, we appreciate you. Thank you. Shout out to Overtime Hustling Magazine. Shout out to Heart in the Fight.
Oh, I killed your shot. There you go.
It's all good. You know what I mean? We appreciate y'all. And yeah, man, that's pretty much it for me.
All right. Well, Sam K, I appreciate you doing the work you do, killing it every week. Great guest as always. But like you said, it could have went 2 hours. Someday we'll have to get him back on because, you know, there's other avenues we could have went down. But I tried to keep it. I can go to left field. I tried to keep it down the lane for once. But we appreciate you all for watching. We appreciate your support. Without you, we ain't doing this anyway. So thank you all for supporting us and watching us. And like I always say, we got 7 shows on the channel. Just hit the sub button, hit the notification. You won't miss any of it. And if you wouldn't mind, just share it so other people can find it too. All right, guys, thanks for watching. One world, one love, deuces.